Our European adventure continues in today's episode, and for getting to the Champions League quarter-finals, we have been rewarded with a tie against PSG. I didn't say it was a good reward. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend, Club 3, Episode 12 with RC Lons. My name is Craig, and coming up in today's episode, as mentioned, we have the Champions League quarter-finals, first and second leg, away and at home against PSG. Now, I haven't asked this for a little while, but I think it's very important, especially for today's video, that we need all the luck that we can get for this Champions League tie, especially if we're going to try and continue our Champions League adventure. Hit the like button down below, smash the big red subscribe button, send all the luck and all the positive energy that you can for our tie against PSG, because we are going to need it. Since you were last with me, only 2 league games we have completed, 4 points from those 2 games, which is something I will take because we were completely dead on our feet after the Leipzig match where we went to extra time. Enrico Lewis was the one who scored us that amazing tie winner in the 115th minute. We did do well to beat Reims 4-2 just a few days later, and then a disappointing draw against Lille. I mean, it's a local derby apparently, so it's always going to be feisty, but it does leave us in second place in Ligue 1 and leaves us in good shape to qualify for the Champions League, which, with 6 games remaining, we hope to see over the line. I mean, hang on, how many points are we behind PSG? 16, yeah. With 6 games to go, PSG will win the title more than likely in the next match anyway. So the only way we can really stop PSG is in the Champions League. They are actually the reigning European champions, which, if you know PSG in real life, they're kind of bottle jobs when it comes to Europe. And the fact that they've done it twice in 5 years, in fact twice in 6 years in this save, does not bode well for us, considering that even our own supporters on board are expecting us to lose. So this is going to be the 11 that we're going to be sending out for the first leg away. Simon is in goal, back for Al-Shamari, Bartelson, Bishabu and Lewis. Stingel at the base of the midfield with Jorgensen and Varchetta ahead of him. Jorgensen's only just come back from injury as well. I think he was available against Leipzig. It was against Leipzig he came back from injury. He's not started any games since then either. Fernandez has just come back from injury after he did get injured in the Leipzig game, but he's now just coming back. Svedberg, the exact same. And Openda is up front on his own because Girotti is knackered. He's played a lot of games recently, so he'll hopefully be an impact sub going into this match. But we are still missing Thomas Lemar. We're still also missing Miguel Rodriguez because the man can't stay fit. In fact, he played against Reims, got injured after 5 minutes. Had to come off for Amin Adli. Right, so we've got nothing to lose here. Let's just go show everyone how good we can be. Like I said, no one expects us to win. Not our boards, not our fans, not the media. No one in this entire stadium, although they're all PSG fans. So, is that stadium even full? I mean, our section is full, obviously. I can only imagine theirs is full. And the seats are just meshing in with the colours of PSG. Yeah, the stadium's full. Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, you're not selling out a Champions League quarter-final. You've got severe issues and financially you will never, ever make it. Speaking of financials, yes, I'm going through it again. £8.27 million for participating in the Champions League quarter-finals. Now, it's not all just going to be about finances. This is not Finance Simulator. Even though it's, well, that didn't take long, 12 minutes, and already PSG are 1-0 up. Obviously, this European fund, the whole point, grab as much money as possible and get some more transfer budget going into next season. Now, when the draw actually happened, I say the draw happened for PSG versus Lens, there was no draw. It literally just showed up in my inbox. There was no message for a draw or a semi-final draw or anything like that. So, just little fanfare apparently for the quarter-final draw of the Champions League. But we've done as well as is humanly possible. I don't think anybody really expected us to get this far. The board are just hoping for us to be competitive in Europe this season. The one thing I don't really want is to be completely smashed by PSG because, we've got to play them in the league next season. We're not playing them in the league again for the rest of this season. And I do find it ironic that the last episode I did say, I think it was the last episode or the episode before, that we don't have to play PSG again. Well, we do. And PSG are still one decade central. Obviously, Mbappe is there, Musiala is there. In fact, I haven't even seen what the rest of the squad is. Let me just have a look. I think it's just behind my head. So I'll tell you what. PSG formation, let's have a look. Obviously, Mbappe, Musiala, Moreira, Sutalo, Hakimi, Donnarumma, Declan Rice at the base in midfield. Jesus. That is completely ridiculous. We've had some shots on goal, ironically enough. And the XG is literally similar, but what's Svedberg doing there? Just take the ball down, man. But it's just absolutely not gone well. Why are we on positive when we should be on balanced? Just wise. We should actually have been on balance from the very start. I completely left it on positive. Wouldn't have made that much of a difference. But this is the first time we've seen us with the ball in this entire match. Let's see what we can do. Jorgensen plays it over to Openda and it's headed into the keeper's hands. Quite literally. I mean, he didn't even need to jump off the floor for that. Donnarumma's like 6'5". He's stupidly tall. And the problem is, we still need to try and get players who are the calibre of PSG. And Simon just flapped to that while putting it out for a corner. It's the first time I've seen him make a save in this entire thing. And Bartelson trying to stick his head exactly where it's going to hurt. So that's what I want from him. That's why he's starting. He's like the big bruiser in our back line. And Simon actually makes a save. Well done, well done. I'm very impressed. Okay, we've made it to half time. And if you look at the XG, it's really not that different. It's just PSG are more clinical. Absolutely terrible. Your performance has been poor and Openda is disheartened. Oh my gosh, right. You have the ability. He seems pleased. Okay, we've kind of rescued that. He seems pleased. But yeah, the performance has just not been there at all. Jolson Fernandez is starting. Thomas Lemar in this situation would be a very, very good player to have. But unfortunately that is not going to be the case. And we just can't seem to get anywhere near the ball. My goodness. It's like PSG are just on OP mode. And we're just here for the ride. Openda is going to go out to the right wing. Girotti is going to come on. And Amin Adli, considering, should we be playing him? Because he has been in form recently. But no, in fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to switch that up. Amin Adli is going to come on for Fernandez because he's just come back from injury. I've only made 2 subs. Okay, we've got quite a few more subs that I can make then. Al Shamari is going to go off for João Ferreira. Swap him and Lewis around. And that's our fullbacks hopefully sorted. Right, let's see if we can create anything for the rest of this match. Nope, instead PSG are going to create something. Oh my god, just about cleared off the line. As much as I said we're happy to have the away game first, we've got to go back to ours for the second leg. And even then, that is still an absolute struggle. Come on, let's encourage the boys a little bit. Some of our players are getting even more tired now. Lanket is saying to put Lanket in at right wing. You must be kidding me. Junior Nana is going to go on though for Jorgensen. And Vega is going to go on for Stingel, who's not actually having that good of a game. Neither is Bartelson. Good God. In fact, Bartelson apparently is not having a good game, so Stingel is going to go at centre-back. I've been saying I want to play him there. And Vega will go as the half-back. Maybe the half-back was a bit too defensive to play against PSG because they will just absolutely pick us apart. So, it's probably a bit too late now, but we might as well make the change now. Rather than not at... Oh my god, they just smacked the post. It has been a brutal, brutal performance. And yet it's been expected. The one thing I have noticed is I do tend to struggle against a lot of the top teams, but then there are some top teams that that we've beaten this season. Inter Milan, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid. I'm not pleased with your performance out there. Good grief. Yeah, let's just give it to them. And now we bring them back to ours. And I'm hoping for a much more positive response. Let's go and see if we can cause an upset at home. Okay, we're either setting ourselves up for the greatest comeback in Champions League history, at least for RC Lens in their history, or we just hopefully make this a quick match. So the 11 that we're going to send out for the second leg: Simon in goal, back four of Al-Shamari, Bishabu, Danso and Ferreira. Stingle at the base of the midfield. In fact, you know what, we're going to play him as a defensive midfielder, not half-back for this one. Jorgensen, Varchetta ahead of him, central midfield. Fernandez left wing, the return of Miguel Rodriguez on the right wing. Openda is the man up front. How long do we think Miguel Rodriguez is going to last in this match? Answers in the comments, please. Also, since you were last with me, we've played one match and drew 0-0 against FC Lorient, where I didn't even see a single highlight in that match. Literally, it lasted about 2 or 3 minutes. And then to this match. So we're currently sitting in third in League On. 5 points clear with 5 games to go in Champions League spots. Solid stuff. Now we just need to make sure we keep getting the points in the league, because I don't know how we played against Lorient. I assume not very well. Like I said, I saw absolutely nothing. Let's see, PSG, are they investing any players? No. Absolutely no one is being invested. Of course not. But they're more or less going to win the league anyway. We're just hoping to try and stop them in the Champions League. Who am I kidding? We're not at that level. Oh, we're not quite at that level. We're actually so far. Oh, what the hell was that? Did we just let them go right through us? Oh, it's terrible. Nobody's been instructed to man mark particular players, because as they do that against PSG, they're just going to get dragged out of position. They're dragged out of position anyway. Although I feel we should actually be marking Onana. That will probably be an idea. In fact, as much as it's too late, we are going to do exactly that. He's clearly the one who's getting forwards. So at least we got Stingle on him. Whether that works or not, who knows? The poor guy's only 19 years old. Give him some credit. He's still settling in. One thing I did forget to mention, Dennis Simon didn't even start the last league game. Instead, I played Marko Markovic, that young goalkeeper who I've been saying will get some game time this season. Well, that was only his second match of the entire campaign, and he actually did well. He kept a clean sheet, and he got a 7.3. For goodness sake. Ah, he's taken a knock. No, Rodriguez. This man needs to go. We need to sell him on in the summer. Either that or push him so far in pre-season his legs will never break again. Hakimi down the right hand side. We've not had a sniff of the ball. We played PSG in January actually, and we looked very good, as I thought Openda was actually offside, and Openda just wide. He was actually on as well. That's the sad part. Girotti is hopefully going to come on at half time. Openda can go out to the right hand side. We've had the corner. Rodriguez is offside. Yeah, he's off because he hasn't got enough knees to try and get back on side. He's going to come off at half time. He's lasted a whole half this time. I'll give him credit. He only lasted 5 minutes against Reims. Performance was awful. Rodriguez is going off. In fact, Openda will stay on. Girotti. In fact, no. What we are going to do, we're going to do something a little different. Adley's going to be a deep line forward up front. We've done this before. Fernandez can be the inverted winger on the right, on the left, and the same for Openda. In fact, he can be an inside forward. Where is that? There we go. That's exactly what we need. Although really what we actually do need is players who are capable of playing at a high level, which we don't have. Not completely at least. Thomas Lemar aside maybe. Right, time to make a couple of substitutions here. Al-Shamari is going to go off for Rico Lewis. Fernandez is tired. Svedberg. Because our wingers are completely shattered this season. Rodriguez just can't be relied upon anymore. I think the man is done. That might be the last time you see him in a Lens shirt. I'll be very surprised. It'll definitely be the last time you see him in the Champions League for us anyway. Onana has just made it 2-0, 4-0 on aggregate. It's just ended up being a beating over 2 games really, hasn't it? I said I wanted to make this quick. We're not going to see the highlights. I wanted to make this quick. I would wish for a goal against PSG right now, but quite frankly, I'll just take not being absolutely spanked at this point because Svedberg can't run. It's clear to see we have no creativity, we have no answer really to the Wonder Kid machine and the world-class machine that is PSG. Have you seen how much they're spending on players? Before you say anything as well, I have this on a low block. I have it on a low block. I'm not switching to balance because we did that in the last game and it had absolutely no effect. What is the point? Oh dear. We're just not in the same class as PSG. It still annoys me that we haven't filled out that little section of the stadium. Still annoys me we are going to go to balanced. Right, final changes then. Jorgensen is tired. Onana's going to come on. If I can do the right substitution, thank you very much. There you go. Openda. What's the point, man? What is the point? You know what? Shivotti is going to come on for the last however long. Just have him play up alongside Adley. What's the worst that can happen as far as playing two up front goes? Absolutely smashed, and it is disheartening, especially if we want to get close to PSG in the long run. We're nowhere near them as far as the Champions League goes. Come on. You telling me you couldn't just allow us out with a 3-0 beating, 6-0 in aggregate? Jesus. We haven't been smashed this bad in Europe since Wolves. And now it's at Dundee United. Who else is awarded? This is the game's way of saying you are nowhere near their level. That's the cut and dry of it. Our European run comes to an end with a massive whimper. Nobody played well, except Fernandes, because he's the only world-class player in our squad. Yeah, that was embarrassing. There's no hiding from that. It is embarrassing. We got absolutely humbled at home by them. Looking forward to the end of the season now. Let's just make sure that we get back into the Champions League for next season. Allegedly, we're already in Europe next season, so whatever, we'll see how that goes. We've not won in 4 matches. We'll come back for the final 2 games of the season, or if we're close to securing Champions League, or we have secured Champions League football, we'll come back for Toulouse just to round the season off before season review. And we'll have to come up with a strategy for what we're going to do in the summer. We need better quality players. We also need a lot more transfer budget than that. 11.1 million, not going to cut it. Some players are going to have to be sold in order to get some really good players in. We'll go through that in the next episode. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button, as we'll be putting into plans, hopefully, for how we improve this squad for next season. We need to make them better at finishing games off. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support in the series so far, and look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.